Went miter, mortar, and then he went E-Giant Bowler, two things that are not usually in Ruben's repertoire.
Mezar taşı. Mezar taşı görünce aklıma elektrodev ya da mezarlık geliyor.
Royal recruits, which is not something you normally see, so maybe a bit of trickeration there, as we see Hire protecting his.
Evet, elektrodevmiş.
And a lot of cards that you would expect to see here. We got Bowler, we got Bar Barrel, and of course we have Little Prince with Evo to Archers.
Ruben's been running Bowler, E-Giant, of course, yesterday.
Oha, elektrodev vs elektrodev.
Between yesterday's competition and today in his normal ladder and practice play, so no big surprises for me here, which raises the question, is this also not a surprise for Hire as he goes E-Giant at the bridge?
Yeah, hyper aggressive here, and the thing with Ruben running E-Giant, he's only got a 50% win rate with E-Giant here in CRL, and that's a very nice NATO for him to clean everything up. Another bowler comes down to take on the other bowler.
Elektrodev çok vurdu.
Good damage in here early for Hire.
First blood drawn, and as you look at these two
guys, güzel kasırga.
And the Magic Archer lineup. Oh wait, excuse me, that is a bowler lining up for two very nice shots.
They should do a matchup.
Atıcıya bak, kuleye vurdu gitti sonra okçuları mahvetti.
I'm here for it.
You hear that? Drew, Seth, Max, Oiku, anybody?
23-19, 24-18
Şimdi eşleşmeye baktığımızda Hire'ın binasını görmedim. Ya şöyle yapacaksınız arkadaşlar. Atıcının önüne elektrodev atılıyor bu eşleşmede. Niye biliyor musunuz? Çünkü mezar taşı ölüyor atıcının topuna. O yüzden sürekli atıcı elektrodev yapmanız lazım bu eşleşmede. Öyle yapacaklardı zaten, göreceksiniz.
Honestly, here in World Finals, he's cleaned that up quite a bit.
Well, one of the things that's made Ruben a player for a long time is a good sense of when to go full gas and when to throw on the brakes. And I think that that's been lost a little bit over the last couple of years. And wow, yes, wow indeed. And we're seeing that, I think, on display in the last couple of matches is a really good idea, a really good concept of pacing. We'll see if that pays off here, though, as he has a nasty E-Giant push to deal with.
Yeah, it feels like Hire maybe took the better of that back and forth. Now Bowler has to come down late. Ruben trying not to give too much lightning value, but still going to take just a little bit more damage. Ruben maybe spending just a little bit more than he should have over the river there, trying to take care of the Little Prince of Hire.
And now E-Giant, Bowler, Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon will go over towards the tombstone, which is not fully.
Oh!
The bowler maybe gets some lineup. It does. No, Bar Barrel behind, but still bowler on the board.
Ya hayır, daha iyi atak yaptı ama defansını çok kötü yaptı. Defansı yapamıyor. Ya küçük prens yüzünden yapamıyor bu arada. Yavru ejder daha iyi defansta bence. Elektriği savunmakta.
From the WEDGM former captain.
Yeah, he knows he's in a bad spot here, knowing that Ruben should just go right back on offense. That's exactly what he does, and with time ticking down, you know that Hire is starting to feel the pressure. 17-26 to 12-78.
Okçular öldü.
That's a nice NATO.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine Ruben loves being able to keep his opponent's troops all on that side as Bowler just controls the bridge here. That E-Giant gets nowhere, and lightning finally comes out at a very
Ruben şu an ilerliyor ya.
Hire sets up Bowler, 70 seconds left.
Almost feels like the nail in the coffin, that lightning, but still Hire has 1 minute to respond, and we all know how quickly E-Giant can stack up damage, but how on earth? And you see there, Ruben doing a great job, Rich, not playing the tombstone. I love varying that defense.
This is what we talked about yesterday, is people were having trouble with the buildings being sniped by the Evo archers, and trying to make plays that predict that, either with changing up your sequencing, changing your building placement, or even trying to pick up the aggro from those Evo archers. We just saw Ruben do that very well.
Yeah, gets that lightning in on top, and it's a, you know, that's a credit to Hire, is, you know, Rich, because we were talking yesterday about how well Hire and even Not Afraid were showing the track of cycle, and Hire was ready to go with that tombstone, trying to pick off that tombstone, but Ruben just 1 step ahead of him with 20 seconds remaining.
And that's a nice E-Giant, just knowing there's not much you can do at that stage. Defend, but with 15 seconds left, this is going to leave pretty much no opportunity.
Evet. Ya aslında bu maçı bence Hire'ın yenmesi lazım. Çünkü başta güzel oynuyordu. Ama Ruben de hak etti ataklarıyla. Evet, ikinci maça gidiyoruz.
Ice Spirit to open here. Ruben has been running alongside that E-Giant deck a ton of Hog in his practice.
İki taraf da şövalye.
I don't like the idea of a Hog Rider play here, as Higher probably has a read on that. Although, as you said, maybe being predictable is unpredictable. Hey, we saw you run Hog 30 times over the course of the last 24 hours, and here he goes. So he's going for predictable is unpredictable.
Bir taraftan balon var, bir taraftan birinci var bence. Ki bu eşleşmeyi daha önce izlemiştik hatırlıyorsanız. Kimin maçını izlemiştik? Samuel vs Pedro'yu izlemiştik. Maçı yenen birinci olmuştu. Pedro olmuştu.
Maybe being predictable was not the way to go here, but obviously still just the opening moments of this game number 2.
Ama kartlar farklı biraz o eşleşmeye göre. Mesela fişekçi var, küçük prens yok. Tesla vardı mesela Pedro'da. Acaba Ruben'de var mı?
Ruben ran Hog 40 times in CRL. The next closest deck was Wallbreakers.
Güzel, birinci vuracak bir.
Such a wild difference, and here we go. Evo Knight to pick up the
Yumurtadan çıkabilir mi acaba?
Egg might pop and just barely doesn't, courtesy of that last sword swipe.
Neden?
A nice cheap but effective push coming in here, and Evo Knight meets Evo Knight, but stuck in, so those goblins will do light work of it. That's nice for Ruben.
İyi oyna.
So first minute and a half gone, 25-72 the lowest tower for Higher so far. Ruben with a little bit of chip he's taken at 28-30, but no significant damage as he adds to that lead with one more hog shot.
Birinci de döngü dışı bırakması lazım. Bir de tam böyle rakip saldırırken saldırması lazım birincide.
Doing a good job there was Ruben pressing the issue with that firecracker.
Tesla varmış,
Phoenix down low, not going to be able to deal with that. Now the loon comes out here for Higher.
I believe this is why Ruben felt some stress as well, is noticing that he has Tesla firecracker ice spirit, and that's it to control these loons. And that's a great call by Higher. I mean, obviously we have just a little bit less game tape on Higher, but he did not run Balloon at all this season. 2092, so far so good for Ruben. The question's going to be when we get deeper into double and along to triple, what does this look like for him?
And Miner does not go to the firecracker, baiting out those goblins, gets arrows on
Balonun bombası patlasa bile yeter. Ama birinci vuruyor.
And the balloon only gets some death damage.
And the Phoenix gets pulled as
Ben
well as the
kazanıyor şu an.
goblin stays just a little
Hayır,
bit
turnuvaya
alive.
veda edecek.
So,
Turnuvada kalan tek Çinliydi şu an.
Shake of the head from Higher, and these players noticing every single tiny thing.
Evet, birisi sürekli twerk atan domuz emoji atıyor. Ben de atayım mı arkadaşlar? Ekliyse bu ben. Ve Higher eklidir. Ekrana kendi emojimi çıkartacağım. Bekleyin arkadaşlar. Higher ekli değilmiş ya. Muhammed Dayet izleyip kendi emojimi atacağım arkadaşlar.
Does it hold up there? But Ruben's got the best thing going for him right now, which is a big lead and almost a very big mistake from Higher.
Yeah, a lot spent there for Higher to almost take a hog hit, but he gets away with one.
The pressure from Ruben's great here. It's not letting Higher get the elixir to go in with Loon Plus, because he can't really go simple. He has to go a little bit more complex. And look at this. Hog in. Snowball has to come down.
And the firecracker, Rich, that should do it.
Çok iyi vurdu ya. Ben zaten Ruben'in kazandığını anlamıştım. Ya Hayır'ın şöyle bir şey var. Morali çok bozuk yani. Tam kaybetmese bile kaybettim moduna girdi bir ara. Hani kafa hareketleriyle gördüm.
He has to go late bomb tower here, and there he goes. This is his only push.
And that is a clean defense. Ruben knows it's over.
Elveda Hayır. Çin'in gururu Hayır devam edemiyor. Bak, küçük prens bu.
My opponent used Tesla, but I think
Altı şövalye nerede ya?
Yeah, there you go. I didn't see any mistakes either.
Yakışıklı prens. Altı şövalye geldi ya. Yakışıklı prens. Bu geldi oyuna. Clash Royale'de. Goblin var oyunda. Shrek. Küçük prens var oyunda. Şimdi eşek gelecek arkadaşlar. Vallahi attım bir tane arkadaşlar. Ekranda düşecek mi acaba? Çıktı. Sal attı.
Two different minor looks, minor with bomb tower for Arden, but
bir tane destek atayım.
for Wallace, and that bomb tower plus goblins did put Arden in a bit
Take
of an
up
elixir
the-
hole very early in this game.
And for people maybe wondering why we're starting to see so much mortar, it's because it matches up so
Dur bir daha atmayayım ya
well
şimdi.
against
Boş bir şey
giant
yaptım.
lightning. It's one of the tankier buildings out there. It doesn't shoot the E-Giant when it's up close, so it can't reflect it back. Big shout out there to Juicy J, because you know me, I want to know why there's more mortar out in the mix, and that's exactly why. For those at home maybe wondering the exact same thing.
Poison plus the high mortar in for the loon, and you saw Arden go for the King Tower activation
Havan
with the
vs.
goblins in front of his King Tower, but the
Balon.
miner that he already had down
Yani yakın
actually
menzili yok
distracted the
Bolos'un ya. Bu
mortar
desteğin
to
çok
bring that
zayıf
shot
noktası
backwards.
bence
So a little
yakın menzili genelde.
overexpenditure again from
Onun
Arden
dışında
takes a
Arden
big
Tuas'ın
breath.
başka noktalarına
And that's
değinelim.
nerves. That's
Genelde
just
işte
nerves.
keşiş,
You need to recognize, I mean, you're the one
bakayım
that's
iş
sending
yapar
the
mı?
miner. You know how it works.
Küçük
It's
Prens'e
gonna go
karşı
to the
iş yapar. Onun
closest
dışında
unit.
keşişin
Those
böyle
goblins
yansıtacağı çok
love
bir şey yok.
that King Tower activation, but that's all nerves. And for Wallace, you need to
Bence
hold on to
bunu
that.
We
Arden
talk
Tuas
about things that
denebilir
we've
ya.
all done, right? We've all set up a really good move, but not taken into account the one thing we'd already done that disrupts that, right? Whether it's something as simple as you went to NATO a hog to your King Tower, but you had a troop
Arkadaşlar
that got in the
bakın,
way, or something like
insanların
we just
dış
saw.
görüşe göre yorum
It's part of the
yapmayın.
game, but as you
Birisi
said, gotta
Wallace'a
move on.
maymuna benziyor
Right
yazmış.
now, though, it's Wallace moving
Ne
into
alaka?
a great advantage with 2198 on that left-hand side, and now an Evo mortar lock plus the
Evlivan kule
minions on the
vuruyor
loon on the
ama
right-hand
kule
side.
canlı eşitliyor şu an.
Wow, and just a really aggressive push that doesn't go anywhere there for Arden Toas. Now Wallace
Wallace yakışıklı adam ya. Kaslı maslı yani, öyle demeyin.
Evo mortar 16 times this season, but only at a 56%
Yalnız
win
Wallace
rate.
bayağı
Looking to
önde.
add to it here.
And wow, Wallace just getting everything
Yeah.
going his way.
Koliller de kalsın ya. Gayet benden yakışıklı valla ben. Hiç gücenmem söylerim yani.
You know, he's still got a good amount of health on his towers. He doesn't need to make anything crazy happen this early on, and that's a nice miner to pull everything back and get the balloon right up front.
Yeah, look at that low mortar just controlling, giving the Little Prince time to take that loon down and also get him
Aman diyeyim.
cycled
Güçlü
back
Prens, ay
around to the
Güçlü Prens
next
dermiş.
mortar, which
Yeni
he
kart
does
Güçlü
have.
Prens arkadaşlar.
And that is just
Küçük
an
Prens
easy
nasıl öldü
cleanup.
orada ya?
That Evo'd Archer though causing a little bit of problems, so minions come out up high, and Wallace just seems to have every answer he needs here for Arden.
He's playing very calm, and you can see him kind of grooving right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they have any music in those headphones, but maybe he's got some music in his mind.
Just a screaming white noise that he's dancing to. And a
Güzel
beautiful
değil.
high poison
Arkaya
there,
çekti
gonna get on
keşi.
top of everything, turning everything
Çok güzel
around
çekti
again.
keşi.
And I think what I'm recognizing
Evrim
here is that
Havan.
Arden isn't really innovating his
Havan çok
pushes.
çalışıyor bu
He's just kind
eşitmede.
of running against the wall and hoping it's gonna break through, but you're playing against Wallace here, not me.
Yeah, that's a very important distinction. All right, here we go. Does the Evo mortar retarget? No, the archer will stay
Kuleye
alive.
bakmadı be.
But again, the bomb
Wallace
tower up
şimdi
here, that's a
bu
pretty
tempoyu devam
hefty
ettirirsen
expenditure, but when
bu
you
maç
look
sende
at
olur
what
diye düşünüyorum
Arden
ya.
has available,
Bak o zehir
there's
biraz
not much
tehlikeliydi.
he
Şimdi
can spend
atak yiyecek.
differently to control that mortar and not waste elixir on
Niye kulaklık
pretty much
takıyorlar diye
a
sormuşsunuz.
dead job.
Yeah.
Ya
And
kulaklık
now you see here,
lazım
Wallace is
bence.
like, okay, you're gonna start
Çünkü
setting up
kalabalık
push
bağırıyor,
I'm gonna
dikkatini
set up my
alabilir
mortar here,
oynayanların.
but the thing is he's
Kalabalıktan
got
mesela
those
ipucu
skellies,
gelebilir
he's
işte.
got- or excuse me, the
Minions
Ice
falan
Spirit,
diye
that
bağırır
Little Prince and
birisi
those
de.
minions,
İşte
and he's able to
minyonlarını
cycle
sakla
back
falan
around to
taktik
another
veriyor
mortar. So,
olabilir.
and another poison. And there's the poison. Now he's got the minions up high. Doesn't even need to drop anything else here. He can use
Havan
the
yıkıldı
mortar on the
valla.
left-hand side.
And here he goes back to another
Yine
mortar,
havan
but
var
I do
mı?
like the prediction
Balon
play he
geliyor.
made
Oh.
against those evolved archers. We talked about that. Players getting
Oh.
we see like we're, oh boy, arrows in, Ice Spirit to hold, Snowball comes down against the goblins. Will the loon connect to the
Vurdu.
loon? Gets a huge drop, and just like that, we've got a game on our
Nasıl
hands.
ulaştı o
Archer
kuleye
gets a
ya?
shot as well. Monk can use his ability, and this is absolutely massive. Balloon is in up high, does get picked up by the Little Prince, and Mortar comes down, but Wallace starting to make a lot of mistakes.
Miner into the back, Ice Spirit to
Vallahi
catch,
ben tuhaf
and then the
çevirdi ha.
goblins snowball though to clear.
Minyonları bir tık
The
geç
Miner
atsa
does
orada
not
oklar
get much out of
yemeyecekti.
it. Miner opposite
Look
direction.
at that left tower, Rich.
Oh boy, goblins in front.
Bas
20
yerine.
seconds left. 8:65, 7:50.
Evo
Sola
Archers
basmalı,
plus
evet.
Monk up high. Poison out of cycle now. Miner gonna go in here for Arden and Wallace.
And this is huge. Another
Oh!
reflection by Arden Thomas. Oh my!
Çok güzel çevirdi Arden Thomas.
Game was in hand and now suddenly arrows out for Arden. Log
Evet
Miner.
arkadaşlar, Wallace bakalım
Out for
elenmemek için
Wallace.
elinden gelen her şeyi yapması lazım. Ya
Miner,
şu
of
an
course,
buraya
also
düştüğünüz
out
için bence moral bozmamalısınız.
for both of those, as well as
Yani
Poison
turnuvada elenmek üzeresiniz.
for
Buraya
Wallace.
gelene kadar ne emekler verildi. Şu an buraya çıkan her insana aslında $20.000 civarında bir para verildi. Şu an bu izlediğiniz bütün adamlar $20.000 kazandı. Ve tabii ki de daha devamı için moralini toparlaması lazım Wallace'ın ve bunu koparması lazım. Arden Tuas'tan hiçbir eksiği yok. Wallace koç birinci destesi kullanıyor gibi gözüküyor. Yok 10. balon gibi duruyor şimdi.
Wallace has been enjoying
Hayalet.
playing Bridgespan
Oo,
variations.
gayet de atıcı mı?
It's RG Bowler Ghost for Arden.
Is the lumberjack in that deck that you were talking about earlier? Oh, never mind. Now we know exactly where it is. We're going to
Eski Rage'ler. Daha önce görmediğimiz kartlardan bir tanesi. Az gördük yani. Görmüşüzdür de. Nasıl tutacak şimdi? Okçu var. Güzel. Varil yetişir oraya yani. Oo, Yıldırım daha iyi oldu. Anlık kule aktivasyonu geldi. Bu arada balon gelebilir çünkü acayip iksir kaybetti Arden Tuas. Çünkü Kreatif artı Yıldırım 11 iksir kullandı. Ve defansa hiçbir faydası yok o kartların. Vuracak valla. Valla vuracak. Dondurma yetişse belki 2-3 tane vurdu yani. Neden Lockbait yok? Lockbait kompetitif bir deste değil. Evet, niye acaba Lockbait kullanmıyorlar? Düşünelim beraber. Ben de merak ettim. Belki tomruğu çıkartmak istemiyorlardır.
Lightning does have some good targets, especially that Electro Dragon, as we've already seen.
And a very aggressive Royal Giant evoed at the bridge, and no NATO in cycle, so gonna have to use the freeze instead. And you know, Wallace pretty happy with that.
Yeah, he's gonna take.
Sadece bir tane vurdu. Oha. Sorsanız bana okçular artık dondurma kaç vurdu tur evrimi Kreatif'de diye, ben 3 tane. Bir tane vurdum, vay be.
Royal Giant back, he can pull it away with the NATO. But really it's going to come down to stunning, damaging as fast as he can, and alternating between the Electro Dragon and the Freeze.
And I was just going to say, the thing though is that Arden only has one air defense card. Now that it's out of cycle, you see Wallace pushing the issue here on the right-hand side. He goes lumber.
Oh!
I don't know about that lightning, man. He should be able to get back around to the Phoenix. There it is.
Dondurma geldi. Argetit'in kralını yaptı Wallace. Aman diyeyim, çok kart birikti. Kraliyetleri gelir köprüden. Gelmezse... Gelir. Gelmez, pardon. Gelmez. Çevir tabuğu yalnız. Yıldırım attı yani. Herhalde Yıldırım döndürmeye çalışacak bundan sonra.
Just the massive blows being delivered back and forth, and that's what these two decks do. These are not decks that dink and dunk and get little bits of damage here and there.
Anka ile tutuyor işte balon için. Uçurum döndüremez bence de. Ama baksana fırsat veriyor Wallace. Bence iksir kullandırmaya çalışıyor, evet. Ya bunun bir sebebi olmalı. Dondurma atacak mı? Attı ama yanlış attı. Kasırga. Kasırga. Ah, vurdu. Wallace elendi. Arden Tuas devam ediyor. Vay be.